Hello, YouTube family. Are you ready for this Monday? I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. It's me and Ginger. This week, it's curls, it's scoop, it's a little bit of wisdom. Today, we got a lot of wisdom, but come on and get the hug. It's not cute, not knowing, and now we're going to know. We're going to start off with Lizzo. Is she really going to quit the music business? Last week, Lizzo performed at a function with the residents, Radio City Music Hall, and the trolls came at her. Now, Lizzo was taking the shot, and she's lost about 50 pounds, and she wants to lose more. But the comments, there is such a fat phobia in this country. It really is, where people just think they can talk slick, they can belittle you. It's been rough. The lawsuits, people saying that she was mean, and she made a statement. She took to Instagram and said, I live in a world where the world doesn't want me in it. Lizzo, you gotta get a tougher skin, and I know it's hard. You're losing weight, but just because you lose weight does not mean that you're going to be happy. You may be thinking about, I'm hungry, I want to eat, when you're used to eating. Not that one has to overeat, but if you have a true love of food, that doesn't go away. I always say, what happens when you stop? You gain it right back. Are you hungrier? I'm like, nobody wants to be hungrier. I think when we see her return, she's going to be noticeably thinner. But doesn't mean she'll be happy. I really wish she could find it in herself to love herself, whether she's big or small or smaller. With these lawsuits, everyone's saying she mean, she this, she that. That she'll look into herself and say, I'll make a change. Because sometimes fame can be rough. People are coming at you, and maybe it's a little humbling. But I think at the end of the day, because she's so talented, that she'll come to really love herself. Now, has she done things in the past to make people want to talk about her with the thongs and all of that? Yeah. So maybe she'll carry herself differently. But she's a super talented woman. And I wish people would stop trolling her, but people will be mean. Oh my gosh. And then they'll think that they're hurting you by making fat jokes, calling you fat. They're going to hurt your feelings. A keyboard gangster can sit back and say anything, and they can look like a complete troll themselves. And people will try to come at you and talk about your weight, your nose, you're short, you're tall, you're this, you're that. But can I tell you something? When you love yourself, when you love you, you don't let people's comments like that. And they're not going to say it to your face. And if they do, you got to let them know you got the wrong one. We don't do that over here. And you're not going to play in my face. And you can still be a nice person and tell somebody that you're not going to play in my face. I hope that she finds the happiness. I think she gets a real happiness out of performing. My goodness, when you see her with that flute. But don't let the trolls get to you. Oh, there's some mean people out here. But when you love you, no matter who you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what sex you are, when you love you, a troll can't bother you. Because you love yourself too much to let someone who is just a coward behind a keyboard say something bad about you. And I hope that Lizzo can find that. And I hope there's this lesson through all of this controversy because she's going to come back and she's going to be thinner. She is. She's losing weight. She has lost, noticeably has lost some weight. But I wonder, will it make her happy in the end as she continues to work on herself? I don't think Lizzo has quit at all. Al B. Sure, night and day, 80s heartthrob. He's producing a film about his life. Recording, writing, when Al B. Sure was this humongous hit. I think the year was 1987. Night and Day. He is the father of the late Kim Porter's son, but he wasn't really there for him, and Kim had, by then, had taken it with Puffy, who then started raising her son Quincy as his own. How did Al B. Sure wind up in a coma last year? You know, my girl Lunell, you gotta check her out on YouTube. She has a whole lot to say on this. But it was never really explained, like, what happened. Like, how did Al B. Sure wind up in a coma? He almost died. And he is rebuilding himself up. He has alluded to the fact that maybe Puffy had something to do with it. I'm sure there was no love lost between the two, and last week, after the ratings of Puffy's homes, he urged his son, you know, you can come home to me. This is going to be interesting. Another interesting development, Jennifer Lopez dated Puffy back in 1999. I know she's like, I don't even want to think about the past. Well, I think they're going to be investigating a lot of stuff that Puffy did, including the shooting of a woman in the face in the New York club, and the rapper Shine took the rap because she says it and everybody else said it. Oh, it's Puffy that did it. But was it Jennifer Lopez who snuck the gun in the club because they would not check her? I know she's saying, y'all dragging me into this. I know this is the one person she wishes she never dated. But she was young and you probably couldn't tell her nothing. But now, Jennifer's like, keep my name out your mouth. But don't be surprised. She could be called to testify. Now, Puffy has returned to social media. He turned the comments off. I guess he wouldn't hear what people had to say. But he has returned to social media and walking around with the dad bod. What's a dad bod? No shirt, just stomach out. There's a dad bod, and then there's the dad bod. And Puffy has the dad bod. Godzilla versus King Kong, The New Empire. To say it was amazing at the box office is an understatement. This movie took in $194 million. I was like, people like Godzilla like that today. Nick Cannon, the father of 12 kids. You can take care of them. But he was recently asked in an interview, how come you only date light-skinned or mixed-raced women? Nick blamed it on his mama. He did. He blamed it on his mama. Well, my mom is light-skinned. Now, his mom about my complexion. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not light-skinned, but I got dashes of caramel all in me. Now, we're all different colors. We know why. We're all different colors, but for him to say, my mama, Nick, grow up, to say you like what you like and go on with it. Even though I think one of the women that he had a child by was darker skinned. They don't really talk about her that much, but I just thought it was kind of odd. I was like, Nick, just say you like who you like. I got scoop on the Golden Bachelor. It was at the beginning of the year that Mr. Gary, 72, married Teresa, 70. Big TV production. 3 months later, they're still not living together. Auntie, what do you mean? They're not living together. He lives in Indiana, and he said they never wanted to leave Indiana. She is living in New Jersey with her kids and her job. They're doing this. Well, what would it be like if we just did a long-distance relationship? When the show started, I was the biggest supporter. I was so excited. But Mr. Gary and the lion and the crying There was just something about him. He just revealed himself. And I was like, dude, you're in your 70s. You still out in these streets. Mr. Gary belongs to the streets. Long distance may work for some people, but they say they might wind up living in Charleston, South Carolina. We will see what happens with this. Now, I do have scoop on the Golden Bachelorette. It is coming this fall, ABC. The women that they've narrowed it down and trying to see which one they want, they range in age from 61 to 65. And some of the male contestants vying for the woman's love, there are some that are going to be under 60. Do we see some cougar stuff taking place? But it is coming this fall, and some of the men, because the Bachelorette will be between 61 and 65. Get ready for a new installment of Spider-Man. Filming starts this fall with Tom Holland, Zendaya, which is probably why Euphoria will not be filming anytime soon, because now they're all busy. How long will the CBS talk show The Talk last? There are talks that Judge Judy is bringing her syndicated show to CBS, and they say 95% of the markets have decided we're going to go with Judge Judy. So don't be surprised if Judge Judy winds up on that schedule. Tonight, iHeartRadio Music Awards, Justin Timberlake is opening. Ludacris is hosting. TLC is performing. Cher is getting the Icon Award. Beyonce is getting the Innovator Award. Her streaming just broke all records with Cowboy Carter, but that show airs at 8 o'clock tonight on Fox. Have a great afternoon, everybody. It's Curls, it's Scoop. Some days there's more wisdom than others. It's kind of like some days you got to put more seasoning in the pot. But Lizzo, I hope you get the encouragement that you need to not drop out of show business, to not let these trolls, because how you get to them is when you move on, not give up. Oh, they want you to go away. No. Come back better. Come back better and show them. I will not let people's phobias and hate drive me away. Leave a comment, give us a thumbs up. That notification button comes on, then you know a video is coming up. But subscribe to the channel, then you never miss anything. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.